For the love of baby boomers, we return. I'm Dolores Clibert, your host, and we have a guest today, Lahoma Wellman, and she's talking right now about her diagnosis and about with diabetes and the journey that she went through thus far. Right now, she's back and she's going to get ready to talk about her second part of her journey, which is the dealing with dialysis. Welcome back, Lahoma.
Okay. So as we were wrapping it up, talking about how I had my foot removed the day
Your toe?
before Thanksgiving. My toe, yes, my toe removed the day before Thanksgiving.
Big difference.
big difference in 2019. Now fast forward to I'm like 3 months into having my toe removed, and that's healing. I go to my kidney doctor about April. Probably about April, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And he hits me with the news that my kidney is nearing end-stage renal failure, and I have to start dialysis. Well, the first time I sat in my doctor's office and I cried.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was telling me, he said, well, they have so much technology now. You don't have to go into the center. You can do what we call peritoneal dialysis, which is I hook myself up on a machine
right
at night, and it'll run its course for 8 hours, and I get up and I have to do it 6 nights a week.
Okay,
so,
but you do it from home.
From home, in the comfort of my own bed. I can do it while I'm asleep, So I told him I would think about it, and I was scared. I didn't even tell my parents my children at the time. I was like, oh my goodness, it's something I had to think about. Right. So that was April. And so May goes by, June goes by, and July goes by. And he go back to see the doctor. He said, Miss Wellman, you really need to make a decision as to whether or not you are going to start dialysis. He said, your kidney function has gotten worse. And if you want to consider living, you need to do this.
Consider living.
Yes, you need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I called the number that he had given me previously to set up. I told him to make the arrangements, for me to get the little tubing put in that I needed in my stomach, because it's not, they don't do like the catheter. It's actually a tube that they insert in your stomach, right? So I did that, and when my sister took me, we had that surgery, and then I contacted the dialysis team, and we set up the appointment. And when I finally called, she said, Ms. Wellman, I've been waiting over 6 months to hear from you.
Oh, boy.
So I was like, yeah, I finally had it. So this was now, the ending of, this was like November when I had the tubing put in. I think it was November, because I was in the hospital. I was out again for another Thanksgiving where I couldn't cook.
Okay. Oh, you were still thinking about cooking. Okay.
Yes, I always think about cooking. Yeah. So January of 2021 was when I had to have the class. I already had the tubing and everything. So I was getting set up to start dialysis, and that week I got COVID.
Oh, boy.
So I couldn't start the first week that I was supposed to. I still started in January, but I had to put it off like a week and a half until, my bout with COVID was over.
Mm-hmm.
So I started in January of 2021 when I started on dialysis. So the team was real nice. Oh, my goodness. They were like the best team.
Oh, that's good to have. Yes.
They were telling me about signing up to receive a kidney, and so I was like, okay. So I signed up for 2 different places. I signed up for MCV, which is Virginia Health Systems. I'm old school, so I keep referring back to MCV.
Yeah.
But anybody today will say Virginia VCU Health Systems.
Yeah.
So they were not very cooperative. I wasn't, really, they just turned me down and told me they didn't feel like I had enough consideration and enough support And Ashley, like, what are they talking about? Your sister is here with you all the time, and she come for your appointments even when she don't need to, and this, that, and other. You have a lot of family support. So Henrico Doctors, I finally I got on their list, but it was like the inactive list.
Wow.
And they told me in order for me to be on the active list, a patient usually has to be on dialysis for 5 years.
Lahoma, let me interject. So this list is not to get on dialysis. It's to get a kidney? Or what is this list?
Yeah, I'm already on dialysis. This is the dialysis team. I've started dialysis.
Okay, so you started dialysis. So now...
when I met Ashley, she was the one that told, they came out to my home and they set my machine up and all of this. And I had to follow up with her once a month. So when I went back for my follow-up, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead of myself. When I went back for my follow-up the following month, she was telling me about the signing up for the list to receive a kidney transplant.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. And she was telling me, she said, once you get on the transplant list, you won't be on the active list. You'll just be on the waiting list to get on the active list.
Oh, boy.
And that takes about 5 years. And I was like, 5 years? And in the back of my mind, I'm saying, but God, right? So, I finally get on, I go to Henrico Doctors. I get introduced to the team, and they tell me, they just prep me. They say, I'm not on the active list yet. I'm still trying to get on the inactive list so that I can get on the active list, but they wanted me to be familiar with everybody. And then they're also telling me that once I get on the list, it's going to take me about 5 years before I can actually probably receive a kidney. So I'm like, okay, now that's still 2021. Okay, 2022 go, and I'm still waiting. I'm still seeing Ashley every month, and I'm still checking in with Henrico Doctors to see
about this list.
Exactly.
So Lahoma, let me slow you down for a minute. So you're doing dialysis. You're learning about it. You're feeling about it. You're going through all the steps. Meanwhile, you're also pushing forward to see about the transplant and getting on the list. So let's go back to the dialysis part, because I know that was a journey in itself to learn how to do it, to get to order supplies. Let's talk a little bit more about that and go into your transplant.
Okay. Let me tell you, I had when they came. Well, they showed me how to work the machine at the center, because I had before I started dialysis, I had to go 3 days a week to meet with Ashley before I even got the machine at home, and she was doing my dialysis. That's the only time that I was doing dialysis at the center while they were waiting for my machine to come. So I would have to go 3 days a week for Ashley to actually do dialysis with me in the center.
Okay.
And so she taught me how to use the machine when it came to, they had a machine there to show you how to use it, how to set it up. And what they did, they gave you 2 bags of fluid that had each one of them had they were heavy bags, 2,000 units that had to go through you every night. It was 4,000, but each bag was 2. So after the first bag ran its course, you would have to get up, unhook that bag, and set the next bag up. But the machine would beep when you were finished. So just in case I went to sleep, it would beep to let me know it was time to put the second bag on, because each bag was 4 hours.
Okay.
And then I would have to unhook myself, drain the bags and this, that, and the other. The first week, it was very draining. I was tired. The first night I did it, I think my sugar level dropped. And I woke up. My daughter had called me because, they were checking on me periodically. And she came over because she didn't live that far from me at the time.
Did you live by yourself?
Well, I did live by myself at the time when I was going through the dialysis, but my daughter lived around the corner.
Okay.
So it took her like less than 10 minutes to get to my house. So she came up because she said, "Mom, you're just not talking right." So she took my
blood
sugar level. Yeah, and my blood sugar at that time was like 56. And she was like, "Oh my goodness, Mom." So she did what she needed to do to get it to come up. And I think she just stayed the night instead of just going back around the corner. She just stayed. Well, it was kind of like morning time, but she just stayed the remainder until I was up and I got the got everything drained, and she fixed my breakfast and everything. And, so the first couple of weeks were kind of rough. And then as I went, the more I did it, the more I got accustomed. If I could show you a picture of how big those bags were that had to go through me every night.
Oh, my.
I mean, you'd be like, oh, my goodness, you went through that. But they would send 60 boxes every month, because I would go through that many boxes because some of the bags only had 2, and they sent you 60 just in case you opened up a box and they had malfunction, because sometimes you would open up the boxes and when you would go, they would malfunction.
Oh, my.
And then one time I opened up the box in the bags were inside of an additional plastic bag. So when I opened up the plastic bag, that bag had already burst on the inside. It was all
gooey.
Yeah, so they would send you extra bags just in case of mishaps. So when I tell you that it was like a nightmare, and it was a total adjustment. I mean, I had to totally just readjust, because at this time my kidneys were so bad. I wasn't I didn't have the taste for food.
That was my next question. So are you, at that point, did you change your way of eating? Still, was you more accustomed to that at that point?
Yeah, I had no appetite, basically, because, when your kidneys are bad, you start, sometimes your food tastes like, it tastes metallic, and then you just don't really have an appetite to eat anything. Nothing sets well on your stomach. So you pretty much, you just eat enough to survive. Okay. And I had gotten down to, because I wasn't eating when I weighed myself, I had gotten down to 130.
130 pounds?
130 pounds.
My, that was thin for your height, huh?
Yeah, because my average was, I weighed 145, but I got down to there,
Oh, that's not how you want to lose weight, though.
Yeah. No, it's not. And so, because, like I was saying, my average weight was 145. And so, it was a real strain on my body, pretty much just adjusting.
Yeah, dialysis, yeah.
Yeah, and the only way that I was able to make urine, they had to put me on fluid pills, because, once your kidneys shut down, you're not able to generate urine on your own. All right. And some people, even with the help of the fluorescimide that I was on, that doesn't even work for some people, because your kidneys are just shut down. But thank God I was still able to make my own. Okay. But they did let me know it's only because of the meds that you're taking, because if you stop taking them,
you wouldn't be able to make it.
Exactly.
Lahoma, that is something else. I have one last question, and then we have to break. But you did both the peritoneal and you went to the dialysis clinic. What do you prefer if you had a choice?
Well, I only went to the dialysis clinic because they were waiting for my machine.
Oh, so you didn't have a long experience with that.
I never had the shunt like most people get, so they never ran my blood out of my body. I always used the solution even when I was going to the clinic, and I only had to do that until my machine, they ordered my machine and it came, and they were able to set it up in my house.
All right, Lahoma, we're going to get ready to move on to end this segment. This is for the love of baby boomers, and